Okay, what I've got here, these are some 6x8s I did last night, and my sound, I forgot to unplug Ginger's wireless mic. So I'll have a video with just music that Eric is helping me with on that. And I'm going to show you some more of my 6x8 paintings. I know it's not real exciting, but hey, this is the only painting I get to do. So let me find, excuse the shakiness, I gotta bring that around. I'm gonna zoom in a second here. Looks like the paint on top of something. I'm gonna find my 6x8 canvases, right there. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let's see. Let me back out a little bit. I don't want to be too tight. There we go. Alright. Now, like I said, these are the ones I did last night with no sound. We'll have music by Eric. And you'll see how I did these. I used a brush I normally would not use. It was just one that she had for what she was doing. Ginger, being the she in this case. I'll put those over there. Okay, these are the canvases that I use. Only place that sells this size is Jerry's. You can get the bigger ones. Frederick's makes pads, bigger pads. I'm sure some other people do. It's genuine canvas, gessoed. And if you listen, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but if you listen, see how rough that is? Now I've got two different sandpapers. This is a 320 and I also got a 600. This is pretty rough, and I go with the 320. And I like to knock it off. You can already hear the difference when you rub your hand across it. You can feel it. Instead of having your brushes painting on sandpaper, basically what you're doing, because all gesso is a grit, you're sealing the canvas. All you're doing is sealing the canvas. That's what gesso does. This is Ginger's messy up for me. Alright. Notice on the sock folder, everything's going nice and straight. Make sure I get all of it. Now, Ginger did not leave me a lot of paint this last session she just did. That's what she left me. But we had a student in here, and we got her palette. So I got some more flavors there that I use. You won't be able to see the palette, but it's not much to see because I just grab and go. My normal brush that I use for these is this guy. I like to use the bigger brush because I used to do just big broad strokes, cover the whole thing. Now what she's giving me this time, what I do, first off, is this is totally dry. So the first thing I do, I put it in clean water, and I squeeze it out. So then it's just damp. Alright, now it's just damp. Alright, we're going to start. I have a red. What's she giving me over here? I've got a yellow, a red, a brown. A dried out brown down at the end. Look at that. I don't think I can use that. Now her red does not look the same as Ginger's. I don't know what she actually used. Let's start with, Ginger's got some red here. So let's put a little red on. My guess is cad red. That's mainly what she uses. Now let's introduce a little cad yellow. A little more. Now she has that's still not the right liquid. Sometimes I'll use one of the glazing mediums to stretch it out further and to get the blending to smooth. And really all I get to do here with these is kind of learn what the paints can do, how a brush behaves. Got a little brown here. These are all warm colors, so they're all going to go together and not really get to a mud. It's when you get to the blues now, if I introduce the blue or purple in here, we'll get to a muddy color, because those guys are complementary. More yellow up in this action. Here we go. Oh, there. So most of my style, if I even have a style, is to have smooth blending. That goes back to my watercolor days. Everything I did in that, I was the king of blending. I can get those colors just to blend and smooth seamlessly. That was 40 years ago, so don't even ask. I haven't done any of that stuff in ages. I haven't picked up a paintbrush since Ginger had me do it on those sessions that we used to do. Ooh, she's got a lot of yellow. Let's bring some more yellow down in here. She's got something into hers. A little green, but that's alright. We can work with it. One thing you got to realize with acrylics, you can paint over it. You can't make a mistake. And as Bob Ross used to say, it's just a happy accident. Let's get it dark in this corner. And I'm going to get those guys to blend together. Look at that. Just totally becomes one. More red in here. And again, all you're doing on these type of paintings is you're sealing the gesso. You're giving your final painting something to hook onto. That's what it binds to each layer. The acrylics will grab each other. And by giving a good gesso, you got a good gesso on it, you sanded it, you got a smooth surface you're playing with. And now you're getting yourself a good support for your painting. Be interested to see what she puts on top of this one. It's always fun to see what Ginger does with my backgrounds. Get a little weak on the paint. What's left, I don't want to use her red. I'm not sure what red that is. So I'm going to do I smash it. This is not what I normally use. This is a glazing gel. I can't find, I think it's in the other studio. But I'm just going to put a drop on. Up here. A little drop there. There's a little line like that down there. That is 100% acrylic. Okay? It doesn't water, it creates a translucent, is what it's designed for. So look how nicely it'll just blend something. Look at that. Now down here, we're going to try to get our paint to go a little bit further with what I got left. I'm going to do a little color down here, then we'll add some of this other that we've got. I don't know if you can hear the background music. That's Alexa playing a little music for us. I put it on instrumental jazz or throughout the day. There we go. There's a nice red background. I kind of like this one. Alright, so there's one done. Now we're a little light down in here. 100% acrylic, so it doesn't really matter. It'll still bind with whatever she's doing. Try to grab a little more of the red that she has available. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Okay? I'm going to put this in the water because I don't want the big blob of brown. Yeah. Get that cleaned off. All right, there's one done. Any questions? No? Excellent. I knew there wouldn't be. All right, Paramount 6x8 from Jerry's Artorama. Little pieces like this, we'll either cut it off. That one. You can do that to it. I usually don't do that because, let's see, it starts unraveling it. I'm just going to see that. But you're cutting into it. Okay? So it's best just to trim them. Take a pair of scissors and just trim those off of there. Again, rough surface. Start off with sand in it. So we'll sand it down a little bit. And people say, aren't you removing the gesso? No. Remember, you're on canvas. This is a weave, and the gesso is all the way down into the weave. Unless I start sanding all the way down where I'm starting to get the canvas itself coming up, you still have gesso down there. And again, the gesso is just sealing the canvas so your paint doesn't go through. Otherwise, you can paint on regular canvas and you'll have a painting on both sides. At least your first layer. And remember, acrylic is all about layers. As we've heard Ginger say time and time again. And where there's a light, there's a dark. All the things we have to remember. It's like our heads don't explode. Alright. Nice and smooth. Make sure you're in the picture, more or less. Alright, she's got a little bit of white, which is good, and we have a blue, and that is probably burnt umber. She has a little bit of white, purple. We have the purple and the red. We might be able to get away with that, do something with that. Let's play with her canvas first, her palette. Gotta get that off now. Alright. Again, it's been wet. I squeeze it. So it's just damp. Let's start with the red. See what we got. It dripped. I don't like a lot of drips. I don't like to use a lot of water. I'm kind of like Ginger in that. I'd rather use the acrylic, one of the glazing mediums, one of the mediums. Keep it all acrylic, that way it stays bound. A little bit of purple. Love the purple. Don't we love the purple? A little bit of white so we can see the purple. Get it just a touch into the red. Get too far into it, it's going to become a mud. So you just want to be on the edge of it and start overlapping each other. Get down here. Ooh, look at the colors you're getting. That's one thing I learned from Ginger is you don't really rinse off your brush a lot. If you want to keep your colors blending and merging together, you keep what's called a dirty brush. But you got to be careful. If you start getting the complements, you're going to start getting the mud. So, what are we playing with right here? We're on the color wheel. We're playing with red and the purple. So they're side by side. Okay? So theoretically we can get away with it. But you can see it goes brown because of the purple. You know, the purple I think's got some other colors into it. And this has got yellow in it. That does. Whatever that red is. You can tell it's an orangey color. So theoretically we're starting to move over in here. So we're getting further away from purple. The further you get around, the browner it's going to get. Or the muddier. Alright, so that's kind of what we got, right? So what we want to do now is I'm going to wipe off the brush. Not going to rinse it, just going to wipe it off, just squeezing it, wiping it off. Then we'll see if we can start blending some of the stuff around. So basically I have a dry brush right now, it's just a damp brush. And I'm just going to start merging some colors together. Lose a lot of thread doing this. Let's just see what we end up with though. Again, it's an underpainting, and this is a great time to experiment to see what your paints can do and not do, as the case may be. Alright, now, see how this is starting to get fingers on it? That's the kind of paintbrush I had last night. It was separated on the fingers if you don't have enough paint on it. So you're starting to get these little streaks, which if you do short little strokes and you do them every which way, it kind of leaves a nice effect. And don't be afraid just to dabble like this on the edge. I'm just doing the edge of it, and you're getting a different type of effect on it. Now I gotta tip it up so I can see it. You know, that's kind of cool. I think I'll leave that one like it is. Okay? Again, they're underpaintings. You can't do a wrong underpainting, can you? I guess that's all I can get away with doing them. I think I got enough paint to get at least one more out of there, huh? I'm not going to pull the strings this time. I will wait and I will cut them later. I'm going to clean off the brush, let it sit in water while I sand it. Again, you're taking off all the roughness of the gesso. Sprayed on by a machine. You want a smooth surface to paint on. And if you want a smoother surface than what you have here, if you're trying to get rid of the actual canvas, you would sand it like this, apply another coat of gesso, sand it, and keep doing that back and forth until you get it as smooth as you want it. Now if that's something you want to do, I would start with the linen instead of canvas. Now that's a lot smoother than what it was when we started. Look at that, my sanding took off those guys. Look at that. Alright, make sure you're lined up, more or less. Okay. Just damp, squeezing it out. And shake it out. Because it's got water gets up in the ferrule, whatever that's called. The bristle holder part. Alright, let's go with, we have a blue. Let's go with this blue. I'm not sure which blue we got. With one of the Blue Brothers. That looks like ultramarine. No, that could be phthalo. I have to have them side by side to really know. I'm not sure what that is. She was just doing the next lesson. Let's add a little purple for the action. Start going to white. Now, we're just going to go a little more crazy on this one. You got to make sure you have your white in there to start separating things out and giving you the different tones. And she has this other blue over here, which I have no idea what blue that is. And I'm going to start filling in some of these blanks. It isn't going to start smoothing out for me. like that. I'll leave that. So I'll leave that alone. I don't have a lot of this color, whatever it is. Now I could add a little bit of water, or I could add a little bit of my glazing medium. That'll work. You know what I'm going to add will be the glazing medium. I like to keep the acrylic with the acrylic. Here we go. We used up all our blue. Okay. That'll work. Alright, I'm going to take a little drop. A little drop. And typically you don't put it directly on the canvas. You'll mix it in with your paint. You'll see how much more, look at that. I just finished that right off. Now, start getting some of the sweeping action, smooth it out. Maybe a little bit more over here. Yeah, somebody asked the other day, how do we hold the 6x8 when we're painting them? Basically our fingers. It'd be nice if they had a little holder for them. I guess you can tape them down. Somebody suggested putting some double-sided sticky on the back of it. I always have to make sure I put it on something I can rotate, because I rotate it around. Alright, now I'm going to put a little bit directly on the brush. Now I'm going to put a little bit down on my pad down here. Right here, so I can just get a little bit on the edges. So I got it even going across the whole group. Trying to get that to blur in a little bit. There we go. A little more. And this one we stayed with the purples and the blues. So again, going back to the color wheel, right in here. Staying real close. We didn't get far down in the oranges where it started getting muddy. We're just right up in this group right here. Trying not to ruin that little bit of light like that. Yes, I could get a different brush. But where's the fun in that? That'll be a challenge. Have you guys just have one brush. Have to do the entire painting with one brush. I think that's a good idea. I might just do that one. Alright. Just a little bit more paint. A little bit of the glaze, so move it. Try to get this go the rest of the way. Looks like we have a brown and a red left, so we can do probably one more. Yeah, I don't see the sense in throwing this paint out because you know you have to have something down on your canvas. Okay. Now, this one's got a few spotty holes left in it. This is the canvas still showing through. It won't really matter, again, because it's an underpainting. Try to seal up some. I just don't want to ruin this what I've got up there like that. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'll call that one done. Alright. Hope you guys are enjoying these. Alright, ooh, that's my last piece of paper. Don't worry, I got more. Alright, I think I got one more here. You get 10 sheets in these things. We get them when they're on sale, buy them by the case. 24 packs at a time. Best way to buy them. Don't pull those. Just saw what I did if you pull them. A lot of times you're standing, you'll cut them, so you're just going to pull them back and it'll cut them off. Look at that. See how I did that? I think you can see that. Right there, that's a tip of the day. Oh, can you hear it? I don't know if you can hear that. The mic's way up there, but there's a huge difference between what was sanded and not sanded. Alright, last painting. That's what we got left. Not a lot. Junior's got a little bit of white left for us. Alright. I don't know if we can get all this color off our brush. A lot of blues left in it. So we're going to the browns. Got a little bit of dirty brown water over here. We want to do that. So you get to go to the browns instead. Alright, I think it'll be good. Alright, let's take a look at reds and browns. And it's not a burnt umber, that's for sure. A little yellow, let's just see what we're going to get with that. Not going to stay very yellow. A little bit of white, because we got some of that. It's all skinned over. There we go. Right down to the edge. Look at there. Kind of a swirling action there. Leave that alone. Take some of the red. Introduce the red from the bottom. So what I hope to do, see that glob right there? That is dried acrylic. Okay? Needless to say, you don't want that on your painting. I want to work with the Turner Acryl Gouache. There's an acrylic gouache. Now that paint's designed mainly for illustrators. It's an illustrator paint. But I want to see what I can do with it. See if I can paint Ginger style with it. Now you've seen Ginger use it before, and she uses it like her acrylics. And it's really not designed to do it that way. One is it's an expensive paint because it's very high in pigment, and you can mix it with water. Design it to mix with water at a 2 parts paint to 1 part water. So it's designed to be diluted that way. It's fast drying. It's the only thing I don't like, but I've got, you know, I'll use this type of stuff. So slow drying extender. So I gotta get the one that doesn't dilute the color, which I have. If I hope to do something with that. Yeah, all we got left is really the red now, isn't it? Red and white. Alright, so I have some pink going on here. The white's probably getting a little It's getting a little iffy too. Didn't have much of that brown left. Alright. This one I'm not overly excited about. What can we do with it? Anything? I have painted over before. And I just totally blurred out the whole thing, and I may just do that to this one because it's not doing much for me here. And once in a while you get that. Let's take some more of this. The brown just wasn't strong enough brown to do anything with. What do we got? That's not too bad. And not enough yellow to do anything left with. No. So we're all weak down in here too. The white's dried up. A little bit. Let's see if we can get some. Alright. We're going to have to do the old cross patch, just kind of slap the paint on this one. And just go with a totally randomized chaos. Now, have you ever done a paint where you're just slapping it? Change the rotation once in a while. You get a very kind of a model effect depending upon what you've got. Look at that. Look at the blending that ends up doing. A little gentler. You have to make sure you just keep moving around and you end up with all the lines going the same way. And as a sock folder, this is hard to do. I think I saved that into something she can use. What do you think? Alright guys, there is my background. So using up the background, using up the leftover paints from two artists. We're a little cheap today. Alright, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got something out of it. I did do another one, like I said, with no sound that I'll put up with Eric singing on it. I'm not singing, or his song. So I have this one. I kind of like that one. I like this one. That's a good one. And we have this one. That's what we ended up with today's. Alright everyone, thanks very much. Leave comments below or questions if you have them.